HIMT, Hindustan Institute of Maritime Training.
Turning circles. Turning circles could be ship could be at different load conditions. It could be fully loaded or in ballast. So before we go into turning circles, we need to know a little bit more on the forces what are available with us on the ship, what we are using. For example, it's like main engine. Say for example you have bhp of 10,000 bhp. Now bhp, now this has got translated into the shaft horsepower. Shaft horsepower is maybe marginal loss of energy, but generally for calculation we take same thing as SHP, shaft horsepower. And for every 100 shaft horsepower, we generate 1 ton force. So for 10,000, you will generate 100 tons of force. Now we are calculating the forces available to us. So this range engine, the ship having 10,000 horsepower bhp or the SHP will give us 100 tons of force, because every 100 shaft horsepower will give you generate 1 ton of force. Now for stern power, for diesel engine, we generate 60 to 70%. So let's say 60% of head power, which is equal to and this will give us 60 tons of force. And the transfer thrust will be 10% of that. So this will generate 6 tons of force. We'll be doing transfer thrust in detail later. And you'll have now rudder force. How to calculate rudder force? At full ahead, we generate, this is a thumb rule, it will vary different ship to ship, depending upon the string geometry, rudder shape, the rudder areas, and underwater geometry, etc. This will differ, but thumb rule 45% So that means 45% of 100, it will be about 45 ton force. At half head, around 50%, and slow ahead 2%, 2 tons, and dead slow ahead. So these are the thumb rule that we will generate so much power at very rudder force at with a hard work. This is a when this you say order to starboard, right? The full head, half head, slow head, and this is approximately thumb rule. It may vary specifically from ship to ship. And the steam engines, of course, the stern power is much less, but we have already spoken of. Now let us see the circle that fully loaded condition. Also, we have already done the water resistance. In this case, lateral water resistance is directly proportional to V square. That we have already done. If you are doing 12 knots, water resistance will be 144 square under 144 tons. Now let's say that we are doing 12 knot speed, and we do rudder starboard. So here, what is the pivot point is forward? Alright, so this will be a steering lever, and rudder force is (45 tons), and into the steering lever you get the turning momentum, 45 into say this. This is the force which is trying to turn the ship, and there is a lateral water (12 square), speed is 12 knots, we will generate 144 tons of water resistance. Now, rudder force into turning lever is the force is trying to turn the ship. And 144 tons of water resistance is resisting it. Alright? So that means now so this in the beginning so it's trying to turn and this is the advance. As per IMO performance standard, usually it should be not more than 4.5 ship lengths maximum. So it is trying to turn and ship has now turned 90 degrees. That means this is your advance and this is your transfer. In trying to overcome this lateral force, there is a fall in speed by about 1/4 of the speed, which is equal to 12 minus 3. Ship would have lost about 3 knot speed by the time it has turned 180 degrees. You remember one of the reasons why they advise you while you are being changed by the pirates, don't use hard over wings because there will be fall in speed. Okay? Because of that we also don't use the hard overs there while being changed by the pirates. Being advised by short. So by the time you have gone through 180 degrees, you would have lost 1/3 of your speed. Where do we use this property to our advantage? The turning circle.
In narrow channels electronics.
In man overboard, person overboard, if you are doing any turn, Anderson turn or Williamson turn or Charlotte turn, what happens is, when you have gone through, by the time you have come on the reciprocal course, you have already lost say 1/3 of your speed, and by the time 7 minutes the engines will be ready for in emergency, ready for maneuvering, then you can start maneuvering. You have done this turn, and because we done this turn at the higher speed, the time taken to complete the turn would have been also less, and we have lost 1/3 of our speed, and now we are on the reciprocal course. So all is to our advantage, and then by the time the ship is ready for maneuvering, the engine is ready for maneuvering, so that now we can head for the casualty, the person in the water. So here now you have lost the speed. 100. what you're adding and what is this thing? The tangent to that is your drift angle.
Action angle.
Bigger the drift angle, smaller the
Rudder arm.
turning circle. So here, drift angle will depend upon underwater volume and the water resistance, the rudder force trying to turn. And now you have gone to this. So this is your turning radius. Ship will now turn only on this. Ship will not. This is your tactical. Ship will not keep turning on the tactical diameter. It is once it turns that, and then if it keeps going round, ship will go on this turning circle, a turning circle of this radius. So this is called, you can call that turning circle. With this radius you will be keep turning here. But initially you will be doing the tactical diameter. Alright? As per the IMO performance standards, the tactical diameter should not exceed 5 ship lines. Alright? The advance should be less than 4. Ship length is the length between perpendiculars, and tactical diameter should be less than 5 ship lengths. Not should not exceed. So we are doing it at 12 knot speed. Now if I have to do this tactical turn at say slow hand. See, at slow hand, I do at 6 knots. As slow as you do 6 knots, do the same, this is fully loaded. If I do at 6 knots, what will be my rudder force? $20 knots. 20 runs. Alright? The turning momentum will be for turning force will be this into this steering lever. What will be your now water resistance? What has happened is your turning moment has reduced. The force, rudder force has reduced, the turning moment has reduced, so has the lateral water resistance has also reduced, because the speed is 6 and water resistance is V square, the square of your speed. So therefore this gets reduced to 36 tons. What is happening? The turning rudder force and the water resistance are balancing each other. Yes? When the rudder force is higher, the turning level is the same. Rudder force is higher, water resistance is higher. When the rudder force comes down, water resistance comes down. So you will have a similar turning circle. There will be similar turning cycle whether doing it full ahead or half or slow ahead. Only difference will be in
Ship's length. Very to very.
difference will be in time taken. This may take in full ahead 5 minutes, and so here will be your but transfer is at 90 degrees, so this will be your total advance. Transfer is usually at 90 degrees, but it may go still higher, so the total advance will be
More.
higher. So at fully loaded conditions, whether you do the turn at full head or do it dead slow or slow, it will be similar. Time taken. So where will you use full head and where will you use dead slow head or dead slow head? Because the technical diameter is similar.
Because the jetty need to stop.
For example, whole thing, the ship is in a water which is doing 2 knot current. So if I take turn at full ahead at 5 minutes, in 5 minutes the current will be water body will move how much? 2 knots in 1 hour.
1 hour. 5 minutes.
For 5 minutes, 1/12 of that. Alright? So 2 by 1/12 will be about 1.87 miles. Oh, sorry, 1.7 cables will go down. Alright? So we move down south and you will have advance. Which means from this position, ship will turn somewhere here. Your advance plus what you have moved in 5 minutes.
Here we have to reduce this.
So in 5 minutes you use. So if you do this movement now at slow ahead and you take 15 minutes, means this water body in 15 minutes would have moved 0.5 miles south. That means water body plus your advance. And there could be a shallow water or could be a navigation hazard. Now, at what speed will you do? Will depend on the situation. In deep sea and all that doesn't matter. But here, in congested waters, you will decide at what speed need to do that. Plus other factors will come. In this we decide what speed we must. But inside the port, such distances are not available. When we do the currents, you see, then we use anchor to turn around. And we use anchor to turn around. When we come to the currents and all that, we will see how we use this turning around with the help of anchor and the current. How we turn the ship. Now let us do the same turn in a ballast, all right? So we are doing now
12 knots.
12 knots. Rudder force is 45 tons and lateral resistance
140.
144 tons. Same ship, everything same, no change in ballast. What change has taken place in the ship?
Draft.
Your draft has
Changed.
decreased. Your underwater volume has
Changed.
changed. Would that affect turning through the water?
Yes, sir.
Like for example, I put you in a swimming pool where the neck deep waters are there. I want you to walk, all right, in that deep, neck deep waters. And then I make you walk in your knee deep waters. We will find easy to turn, walk,
Maybe.
because underwater volume of your body has decreased. So you'll be able to overcome, though at the same speed the water resistance will remain the same. But you are able to walk fast because your underwater volume has reduced. Right? Now what is happening? Now I do harder starboard. Now when you do the harder starboard, the stern is pushed to port. Because the underwater volume has reduced, now ship is able to skid over water. So the same water resistance is not able to turn you, resist you. You are able to overcome that and skid over that. Now what will happen? At 12 knots and at 6 knots, the rudder force is 22 tons. Water resistance is though the rudder force has come down, the water resistance has come down, but underwater volume of the ship has come down compared to
Loaded condition.
slow head, the full head. The speed has come down, the underwater volume is the same at full head and slow head. But what is happening is that the higher rudder force slow rudder force, the water resistance, the stern is able to skid over water differently. Therefore, the turning circles and in ballast will be different at a full head and slow head on that slow head. Because underwater volume has decreased, and now the stern of the ship, because of that water resistance same, rudder force is same. Now it can skid over differently at a different rudder force over the water. Therefore, your turning circle that full head and slow head will be different. Whereas in fully loaded conditions, underwater volume is higher, the water resistance affected both are the same way. And rudder force and water resistance are balancing. In this case, they are balancing each other. There also, when at 12 knot, rudder water resistance was 144, rudder force at 45 tons, and at slow it was 36 water resistance and rudder force was 22 tons. So both were balancing each other. Underwater volume did not allow it to move. So whole water resistance acting on the full underwater volume. So therefore, since both are balancing each other, your turning circle was similar. But here, the rudder force is increasing. Now since the stern is skidding over the underwater volume is less for the water. So that skidding over is different. It is not constant as it was when the whole volume was down. Like your full body, you were not able to turn down low. You are able to turn much faster when the underwater volume reduces. You are able to skid over. So your turning circles in ballast conditions will be different at full head and slow head, and will be similar when you are fully loaded condition. Any question? So that's why on this thing you should be knowing what are your data, the ship's data, characteristics, what are they, how to use them, when you're using different power, how the rudder forces are increasing or decreasing, your situational awareness, what is happening, perception, what does it mean?
Future.
That means comprehension, and what will happen in future? Projection.
Sir, for a ship like container which has so big windage area, will there be any effect on the turning circle like this?
No, wind does affect. Wind does affect, but that wind will be affecting similar way. Whether they are doing higher speed or lower speed, only thing is that when we come to the wind, we will speak to that. Because do you allow for the wind, etc. effect at sea passage?
No.
When you are coming to the port, you are very concerned about the drift and all that because of the wind. Why?
The contract. Maybe
The wind force is the same because the velocity. When we come to the wind, we will calculate that. But wind force for given wind force velocity, it is same. Whether they are doing say 10 knots, 20, 15 knots, 20 knots, or 2 knots, 1 knot. What is different? Water resistance. At say 16 knots, your water resistance is 256 tons. You need a very, very high wind force to affect it. But same in the port, you are doing 2 knots, 3 knots, 1 knot. 1 knot, your water resistance is 1 ton. 2 knots, 4 tons. 3 knots, 9 tons. So wind force will be easily overcome water resistance. So you will start having leeway. When your speeds are lower when you are coming to ports and all that, channel, so you start getting affected heavily by the wind because of your at lower speeds the water resistance is low. The wind speed at whether you are doing 60 knots or whether you are doing 2 knots, the same wind speed will have the same wind force. So at 2 knots it will overcome. At 16 knots, because water resistance is 256 tons, it will not be able to overcome. So you are not worried about that when doing high speed and all that. When you come to the ports, you are very worried about winds, how I'm going to do, from where it is, blah blah blah, all that you are doing, because wind force can easily overcome water resistance at lower speeds. Alright? When we do wind force, we will calculate all that, how the wind force is calculated, how it affects the ship, what is the windage area, which direction it is coming, all that we will do when we do the wind force calculation. Okay. Have you understood this? Why at fully loaded conditions the turning circles are similar to the full head or slow and dead slow, and why they are different in ballast when you are at full head or slow and dead slow or half. Correct? Now there is one more thing which you need to take into consideration. If you are in shallow water, for example, if you are in shallow water and you want to go out of starboard, what is going to happen? The stern will get pushed to it. Now water from here cannot flow freely under because UKC is less.
Yes.
UKC is less. This water is unable to flow freely under, and the water around this is not replaced very easily around the propeller and this. So when he's trying to push, the stern is not moving at full. This thing, it is being resisted by additional water which is getting collected on one side, and your rudder and the propeller also is partial working, but the water is not getting replaced so far, which will result in ship unable to turn. Your drift angle will become very small. Right? The drift angle will become very small. Loaded condition, drift angle is small, but in the ballast condition, you are able to skid over the water, your drift angle will become larger. So compared to your fully loaded condition, your turning circles in ballast will be small. But in shallow waters, ship is unable to, the stern is unable to move freely. What the additional combination of water is, this water has to be overcome. So the resulting will be that the turning circle will become almost 100% greater. The turning circle, the shallow waters will become much bigger. Very advantage or disadvantage? Disadvantage. So when you're turning, maneuvering in shallow waters, you should keep this in mind. As you go in the shallow waters, your stopping distance will increase, your turning circles will increase. Ship will not be able to maneuver that freely what you could do. So that must be kept in mind. Correct? So if something is being done in shallow water, we have already done what are the shallow water indicators. Now the squat takes place, or the banking effect takes place, or interactions are taking place, and now these, in addition to this, the turning circles are becoming bigger. Stopping distance will increase. Therefore, you need to be more careful. While, so, what we said was, this you know how to quantify the forces. So you know what is your turning levers, where is your pivot point, shifting up and down, depending upon the perception. This is level 1, level 2, level. What is happening? What does it mean? And what will happen in future? What is happening?
What does it
Where
mean?
are you? Shallow waters, or your loaded condition, or your ballast condition? What is happening? How the force is acting on you? And what will happen in future will depend upon your maneuvering characteristics. How big your ship is. The ship is small. So, because these maneuvering characteristics are physical parameters which you cannot change. So, depending upon your these characteristics, you have to do action in time. That is why when you are putting wheel over position, you are calculating early how you are going to turn. If I am going to take action in a collision state, if I go full astern or I go hard starboard, what will be my advance transfer? Other ship will also have advance transfer. If your closer where advance transfer are not even met, you will still collide even if you take action, but you are late in taking action. Not timely action. Your projection was wrong. In case of bigger ships, you have to see that you are, what are your physical parameters, how much early you have to take action. What will happen in future. So bigger ships you have to take action well early. In a tugboat I can, small distance I can turn very fast. But that I can't expect to happen in VLCC or ULCC. So I'll be, see, so these are the things which you need to keep while on the bridge. What is happening? Where are you? How ship is going to behave? How much early you need to take action? Your projection will depend upon your maneuvering characteristics. Alright? Any questions? No. Anything which you have not understood? So I take it that you have fully understood and now will be able to apply. Application, very, very important, execution on the bridge, keeping this into consideration. Thank you.